Happy video day, guys. Christina, Brooke here. Today we are doing another palette review because a palette that I have had my eye on since it got sneak peeked on one of those makeup sneak peek sites. I have been looking at this and I've been wanting this, and that is the new NARS palette for the holiday. This is the Bijoux palette. I believe it's pronounced that way. It has an X at the end, but I think it's in French. I did a pronunciation search and it said don't say the X. So us Americans would probably say the Bijoux X palette, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the Bijoux palette. So that's how we're gonna say it, and I am obsessed. Look at this palette, guys. This is absolutely stunning. So when I knew that this was launching, I didn't even do a make up your mind on it. I was going to, and I just didn't have the time, and it was just too beautiful not to pick up. So in today's video, we are going to be doing an eye look. I'll be giving you guys comparisons. I'll be giving you guys my thoughts. I'm going to say right off the top of this video, I think I may have found one of the best palettes of the entire year. Just like that. So anyways, that's what we're gonna do today. If you guys are new here though, I'm Christina. I would love it if maybe you'd want to hit subscribe. I love talking about makeup. I also do make up your mind videos where I search through my collection before buying something, just to give a little bit more thoughtful purchasing advice. And then I also love to include some fashion videos. I'm kind of obsessed with that too. So that's what we do here. If you like those things, you're probably gonna like it. And subscribe. Join the family. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into it right now. Okay, so let's start off with some details. So this is the new Bijoux palette from NARS. This is their holiday release. They also released a face and cheek palette. I will show an image of it right here. Honestly, did not interest me whatsoever. I feel like I always see these palettes from NARS, and since I already have two of them, I think I might have them for the rest of my life. I haven't seen any that they've released that have looked so different to me that I've wanted to get. But this palette, however, when I saw the imagery of this, I said, yes, that is so up my alley. There's some beautiful green in here. This is like a jewel tone beauty. All right, so this palette is available right now on the NARS website. I'm sure this is going to be coming to all the retailers pretty soon. It is their holiday release and it's $59 US. So NARS is saying that this is their largest eyeshadow palette ever, featuring 16 limited edition jewel tone shades in matte satin, shimmer, and glitter finishes. So this is a big deal. This is the biggest palette that NARS has ever done. Okay, I didn't even know that. So this is even cooler than I even thought it was, but it's pretty damn cool. This is also a limited edition palette. At least that's what they're saying. And it does look like it might be. I mean, this packaging is like insane. So if you guys look at this packaging, I just need to show you guys one more time. So this like NARS ribbons that are everywhere actually look like they're coming out. So it's stunning. This is a beautiful packaging. I like it. It's very modern, but it still has some type of luxury feel to it. I love the silver underneath. I love the mirror. I love the size. This is like a perfect size eyeshadow palette, especially for somebody who has a lot of eyeshadow or likes to travel. This is ideal. Love it so much. The mirror is fantastic. I actually did use it today when I was doing the eye look. I think it's a perfect mirror. Everything about this compact is exceptional. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a very, very well thought out little palette. I also think it looks beautiful for a gift. So if you're looking for holiday presents or birthday presents, this actually looks like a gift. Look at that. That looks like a gift. But anyways, so let's get into some swatching. So what I wanted to do today is I want to swatch them with you guys. You guys have actually enjoyed it every time I swatch the whole palette. So let's get into swatching. So let's start off with this first shade up here. So this color, this one right here is called Under Your Skin. It's described as a shimmering beige silver. That's pretty. So the next three we're going into are these three right here. Okay, so this one right here is Devotion, and it's a sparkling gold. And it's kind of like a topper. Okay, so then we have Copycat right here, and this one is a shimmering rose. Okay, so then we have Fuel the Fire. That's another one of those like glittery toppers, but they work so good. Wait until you guys see. So this is a glittery topper, and this one right here is called Fuel the Fire, and it's described as a sparkling amber. And that's exactly what it is. It's like an amber. You're not gonna see too good in these swatches because this one is like more like a glittery topper. Pretty. So the first one here is a satin. You guys can probably tell by it that it looks like a satin. This is what I used in my inner corners, and it's really, really pretty. So this one here is called Do It Again, and it's a light pink satin. So Then we have this one. This one I use. All right, so now we have this one right here. This is the one I use on the center of my eyelids today, guys, and it's kind of insane. So this one is called Limelight, and it's a sparkling pink gold. So it's literally a dual chrome, okay? So it's a glittery dual chrome. Sometimes you see it and it looks pink. Sometimes you see it and it looks like a gold. It's really, really interesting. When it looks like the gold, it does kind of mimic the color of this one, but it just has a really cool effect. I really, really love it. Okay, so this is Pandanomian or something like that. And let's build it up a little bit. So it's Pandanomian, and it is a shimmering amethyst. So that is a beautiful, like, purpley shade. Okay, so now the next three is these. Oh my God, beautiful, beautiful. These two kind of remind me of a palette I just picked up from them. But then there's this beautiful green. So this is a matte. I am gonna have to build them up. I noticed with the NARS mattes, they usually don't swatch that good, but man, do they work good on the lids. So this right here is actually called Thrill Seeker, and it's a light forest green matte. My favorite color. Like, I literally love that color in any palette. So then we have this one, which is also a beautiful blending shade. I love these kind of colors. So this one right here is called Dirty Deeds, and it's a mauve matte. Look at that. This is like my palette. Like, I think NARS listened to me and they said, you know what, Christina wanted this. This is exactly like the color tones I wanted. I would have liked a little bit more greens. But then we have this beautiful satin right here. Look at that. That's like an orangey color. So that one is called On Fire, and it's a shimmering burnt orange. Oh, I love a burnt orange. Tell me, this is going in a great direction. We have the next three, or these three. These two together actually look like Christmas. So then we've got Get Hot, which is a ruby satin, very pretty. And then right next to it is Midnight Rider, which this color is so pretty. I can't wait to use that. And it's a shimmering emerald. It actually looks more green than emerald, but shimmering emerald. I guess emerald, but very pretty. Okay, so then there's this bronzy tone right here. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so that one is called Idolized, and it's a shimmering cocoa. Look how pretty that is. Oh my God, this palette is beautiful, guys. I'm like, honestly, like, wow. Okay, then we've got these three right here. First one is this one. And this one right here is called Go Deep, and it's a burnt sienna matte. How much do I love burnt siennas? I love burnt sienna. So then we have this one, which is a very, very useful color. I love it when there's useful colors in palettes. Not that the whole palette is like generic, but that there's a few useful colors. So there's this one right here, which is called Girl Gang, and it's a cocoa matte. Beautiful. It's more cool tone of a brown, which is great. Mix it with some of the warmth and also some of the cool. And then finally, the last color is this one, which is very, very interesting. I thought it was like a gray. Is it a gray? I don't even know. Powerhouse. It's a deep brown satin. And I actually thought that was a gray. It looks gray in the pan, but it's not gray. It's actually brown, but it's a satin as well. But if you guys can see, that is all of the colors, and this is so pretty. These are beautiful jewel tone colors that I feel like lately we have not been seeing. Do they all swatch perfect? No, but I used a lot of the mattes on my lids today. Even though they don't have that creamy matte swatch, they're amazing on the lid, okay? So this brown, whew, this brown right here that I had to build up, it just literally attached to the lid like a dream. So these are all the swatches. I really think that they did a beautiful, beautiful job of mixing these jewel tones that I personally feel are colors that people really love to use, and making a very useful palette. So straight away, very useful palette. And I also love that there's a few little glittery shades in here. I put one of the glitters on today, and I don't feel like it's like transferring on my face. I also don't feel like I needed to put a glitter glue. Usually it's typically better to put a glitter glue down when you're using anything that has a glitter in it, but these are just so finely milled that I feel like they kind of attach really well. But yeah, so if you guys cannot tell, I am pretty impressed so far. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in. I want you guys to kind of see this in action. I'll do one of my eyes on camera, and then you guys will see the final look, and then I'm going to tell you guys all of my final thoughts. All right, guys, we have this. Oh my God. This packaging, guys, is beautiful. I am so excited about this NARS palette. It literally looks like this is protruding out of this metallic casing. It's absolutely stunning. Look at that interior. It's probably one of the prettiest palettes I have seen this year, guys. Look at that. Honestly, I can't even think of what vibes it's giving me of any other palettes that I've seen recently. There is like no vibes going through my mind right now, but we'll look for some comparisons. But right now I can't even think of one. I can't wait to play with this. I don't even know where to start. Oh, what do I want to do? Maybe something autumn. And I've been doing a lot of green looks lately because you guys know every time I see something green in a palette, I like go crazy. But I think today we'll stay a little bit away from the greens. Maybe what we'll do is something a little bit fall inspired. I am dying to do a smoky eye just with these colors right here. But we're gonna do something different. Let's start off with the deep brown, and let's put that on the bottom of the lid. So we'll put it as the first shade. For that, I'm gonna use the Bristles Beauty EO3 DM brush. You guys always ask me what brushes. I'm gonna try to be better at telling you guys the brushes. So I'm just gonna put that on the lower portion of the lid, and we're gonna see how smoky of a eye we can do, like kind of like a smoky fall inspired eye. Ooh, this is super rich. Wow, okay. I'm very excited with this brown right now. You guys see how much pigment that gave off? Okay, that did an amazing, amazing job. So to blend out a little bit of the edges, I'm gonna be using a rougher 14 brush, so it's this one. And I'm just gonna kind of like go in here. This one has a nice little tip, if you guys can see, so it allows me to kind of like get into my little crease area when blending. And I don't have any product, I'm just kind of blending this shadow upward. And actually, you know what? Let's go into this one right here that's a little bit red. And let's add that right on top. Kind of like in the crease area. So we're gonna kind of like make it go lighter as it goes up. And blend those two shadows together. Oh, this is pretty. So we're gonna blend this upward, and so far, oh my God, these mattes are quite, like, they're kind of amazing. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna use something a little bit fatter. So I'm gonna jump into the Refer 15 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend this all together. That's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna use my color switch, which is to kind of clean off brushes. So I'm just gonna go like this and take off the pigment off of this brush because I wanna use it again. And I typically stay within a certain amount of brushes. I have a lot of brushes, but I end up picking like the same ones and just color switching them so I can use the same brush over and over again. And what color do I wanna put on the top? I guess I'm gonna put this one. This looks like it's like a satiny color, so it's not metallic, but it looks satiny. Ooh, that's pretty. It has a really nice pigment to it. Has a nice little sheen. I'm gonna grab more of this color right here, and we're gonna define the outer V a little bit. You guys know I like to make my outer V pop a little bit because I want my eyes to go up because they kind of go a little down. So I want them to go higher. Has to do probably with aging. I think my eyes used to be a lot higher before. Lifted, I guess is the correct term. That is a beautiful, beautiful eye. So what I want to do is grab this color. Oh my God, this looks pretty. It's like a dual chrome. Do you guys see the shift in it? I wonder if you could see it on camera, but yep, there you go. You see it goes to gold and then to peach. I'm gonna put that in this. Oh, holy cannolies, that is beautiful. Okay, I'm not lost for words much, but this shade, no wonder it's broken. It is so soft. Yeah, this palette came a little broken to me as well. I've been having bad luck with palettes lately. So this shade, and this shade. So these three, 1, 2, and 3, which seem to be all the same type of formula, all came a little shattered, but they didn't come as bad as the Pat McGrath ones. So I don't even think I'm going to get a replacement. I'm not even gonna ask for one because I just pushed them in and they look fine. So I think I'm good to go. But oh my goodness. So since we want to play with more colors, I'm going to use this shade. Let's use this one and let's see how that looks on the lower lash line. Oh, so that's a nice like fuchsia-y pink. Actually, it is more pink than I thought it would be, but it's actually a very pretty fuchsia-y pink. It's not that obnoxious. You guys know I'm not like a huge pink person for the eyes, but that one's it's not bad. Maybe it's because I put it on my lower lash line. I probably wouldn't love that all over the lid. On the lower lash line, it's quite pretty. Let's grab this one right here. So basically this one and this one look almost the same. One's a little bit more purple. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab something to tight line. I wanna grab this gray. I wanna see how deep it is to see if it could work on the lower lash line, kind of just like a eyeliner style. It's not that deep. The gray is not that deep. It's actually more of a gray. I was thinking maybe it would come off more like a charcoal. It's not super deep. It's okay. Let's grab a little bit more of that pink. That is so pretty. I cannot get over that metallic though. That metallic-y duochrome thing is just like insane. I gotta read what they call it, but it is absolutely stunning. So now I wanna grab this one and I'm gonna put this in the inner portion. Ooh, you guys see that? Oh my God. That was super pigmented. It has a slight like peachy tone to it. Very, very pretty. Wow. Wow, guys, this is beautiful. Like, honestly, even like this shade with the browns, like imagine those two together, that would make like just the perfect, very subtle lip. And then you put this one in the center. Yeah, I think I might be obsessed with this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm gonna finish this one off, show you guys the final look. Wow, I'm very excited right now. All right, guys, so here is the final look using the Bijoux palette from NARS, and I have to say, this look is phenomenal. Okay, so I love the quality of these shadows. I feel like the mattes blended so amazing. It's very hard for me to even give you guys like anything negative right now because I just feel like this was so good. It's actually really cool because there's an array of textures in here. So there's definitely 4 mattes in here that I can tell. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. Very useful mattes. This is a good transition. These two are actually pretty good deepening shades depending on your skin tone. I can actually use this one a little bit in the transition. This is a great deepening shade. I cannot wait to use that for fun. This shade is perfect because it goes with everything and can really accentuate your outer edge, which I love. Then when it comes to the satin tones in this formula, I feel like they could still be used all over the lid because they're not super shiny. So that's this tone right here. You can use that as a blending if you want. There's this one right here that can also be used as a blending. This one right here that could be used at an outer edge define or all over the lid. And then this one here is more of a shimmer. So you have a shimmer in here. This is great for the inner corner work. Also, if you want to add a little pizzazz to your eye, but you don't want to add like super exuberant like glitter, this is a great one to use. This is another one you can use. This one right here is beautiful. Imagine doing a smoky eye with these 3 right here. This is another great one. You can use this line right here and do an amazing smoky brown lid. This right here, I can't wait to use. This one looks more like a metallic, but this is kind of like insane. I cannot wait to use that all over the lid. And this one as well, I can't wait to use all over the lid. So there is beautiful color selections, and I also feel like they really catered this palette to like being useful so that people can get use out of it and not feel like it's just like that really cool palette that looked amazing but you don't want to use it that much. There's a lot of looks I can see coming out of this. They did include these glitters. This one and this one are less glittery. This one has a shift, so it's like a dual chrome, so you do get 3 of them. But like I said, I put it on today. Would I wear this look during the day? I would not, but at night I would have no problem wearing this. It's not super in your face. It doesn't look like a thick glitter. It's a very classy glitter and I think it's beautiful. I also think it could be beautiful to just do a real deep smoky eye, just like with these colors, and then just grab one of these glitters and just kind of like dab it on your lid just to add that sparkle at night. There's so many things that you can do with this, and I feel like this is one of those palettes you can do day looks and you could do night looks. Primarily, I think you could really get a lot of use out of this in the nighttime because it looks like you could really smoke out eyes if you want, but I could definitely see day looks coming out of there. I think they arranged this very well. I think it's aesthetically pretty, but it's also very functional, and I would definitely say that this is top notch. I like this. I like the quality. I like the color selection. I like the functionality. I think it's useful. I think people will love it. So now I want to compare it really quickly because I did pick up another palette from NARS this year that literally is one of my favorites. It's this one right here. And I wanted to show you guys, I think there's some crosses between the two, but not that many. So if you guys can see, there was a little green moment that happened in both of these, so I will compare the greens for you. So if you have this palette, this is the green. So this one right here is the green from the Climax palette, which is the red palette I showed you, and this is the green from the brand new palette. So you definitely can see Climax, brand new palette. That is basically the same color. I'm going to compare the green. So this is the green from the Climax, and then this is the green from the Bijoux palette. And these you could see a difference. The Bijoux is a lot more emerald as it describes, and this one's a little bit more of a mossy. So I will swatch. This is the Climax palette right here, and this is the Bijoux, so you guys can see. Yeah, there's a pretty noticeable difference between those two. Yes, same idea, pretty noticeable difference. Besides that, let's see. Okay, so the other one that looks pretty similar in these palettes is the mauve. So this mauve-y tone right here, and this one right here. So this one is Climax, and this one is the new Bijoux. Yes, these look very similar. So here we have Climax, and here we have Bijoux, and those are pretty close as well. It's the same color, maybe off by just a smidge, but maybe not that much of a smidge, but it's off by a smidge. Let's see what else looks similar in here, since we've gotten a few. Oh, this beautiful, beautiful color that I'm obsessed with looks pretty similar to this other beautiful color that I actually was dying to stick my fingers into. So this one right here is the Climax, and this one is the Bijoux, and that looks really similar too. So we'll swatch it right here. So this is Climax. Okay, so those are the two, Bijoux and Climax. That's basically the same color too. That one's the same color. What else do we have? Let's do the browns, because I think the browns are also very similar. So you got this brown right here, beautiful brown, and then we have this brown right here. So this is Climax, this is Bijoux, and I think that this one might be the same too. Yeah, those are like the same color as well. Okay, so when it comes to like this tone right here, I think this one's pretty different than the one I see in here. The one I see in here I can match it to is this one, and yeah, they're different. You see one goes pink, so the one inside the new Bijoux is pinker than the one in the Climax. So I will swatch it just so you guys can see, but the Bijoux is pinker. Are they close? Oh yes, they are close. I'm not gonna say they're not close. They're definitely close, and you guys know how I think about dupes. If it's close enough, it's pretty damn close. So that's pretty close. So I am going to tell you guys though, if you own the Climax, half of this palette is inside of this palette. So I would say 3 of these shades are unique to this palette. That is definitely something for you guys to know. Now there is a lot of shades in here that are beautiful. So that's only 6 out of the 16 shades. So there's 10 unique shades in here, but there is 6 that are basically the same as this palette. So if you invested in this palette, you guys saw the colors that are similar. If you see colors in here that are not similar and you're like, I really have no interest in those other colors, then you probably don't need to buy this one because you already have the colors you love in this palette. But for me personally, I love the Climax palette. This has been such a hit. It probably will be in my top palettes for the end of the year. It just is beautiful. It works so well, and it's so everyday friendly. I am kind of excited to have this one because even though it has similar tones, it has very similar colors, if anything, repeated colors. I've got a lot of other colors to work with here that I could play with. I probably would have liked it if they would not have done such a repeat, like maybe included very different shades, maybe really switched it up a little bit, because I do think some of these were pretty close. These greens are not that close, and also this pinky shade is not super close, but definitely 4 of them. Definitely 4 of them are literally like almost dupes. 4 of them are dupes. 2 of them are similar. So I would have liked it if they wouldn't have done that, to be honest, of course. But I really love this palette. Beautiful palette, and the glitters in here are kind of astronomically amazing. I would highly, highly recommend this to you. So if you like this palette, especially if you don't have this palette, this is beautiful. It is so worth it. I think that this is probably one of my favorite first impression palettes I've done in a while, and I've tried some really, really pretty things, and I just think that this is just This is beautiful. So definitely I would highly recommend it. Anyways, that is all that I have for today's video. I hope you guys really liked it. I hope that I helped you. Like always, if you have any comments, leave them down below. If I don't get a chance to answer them right away, there's so many people in this community that love makeup just like you, and they will probably be able to give you their own opinions. So many people have probably already tried this, and they can give you some amazing opinions on it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.